Yo, what's going on, YGGC fam? How are you guys doing on a Thursday night? It's your host, Darshi, and today we have an AMA with XLD. Yeah, and today's guest is Miles.
Hey
Hey, Miles.
everyone. Hello, hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Do you want to do a quick intro about yourself so our listeners know who you are?
Sure. Would be more than happy to. So, hi everyone. I'm Miles. I'm actually the head of product from XLD, and really excited to be here to like essentially share with you guys, right, what we do. And yeah, really appreciate this time. And really the partnership also with YGGC has been like really phenomenal for the past few months. So, really excited to share more about what we do.
Yeah, so just jumping into our AMA, what is XLD Finance? How did your team begin the process of creating this project?
Cool. So XLD Finance is actually a company, right, with our main goal and main vision really being focused on like bridging essentially the real world and crypto. I mean, what does that mean, right? I mean, for everyone around here, right? Um, everybody, I mean, play to earn. Definitely, you guys have like people who are like into play to earn and such. But one of the key things, right, that's sort of like a challenge is essentially okay. You make all these earnings from the games that you have, but now if you're going to like sort of cash it out, right, and like use it for let's say your bills or even buy your everyday needs, like it's quite a pain, right? Candidly speaking, and uh for people who aren't even into crypto all the more, right? I mean, you have so many things that you need to like understand and learn that sometimes people will just outright say I give up. I really don't know like where to start and etc. So what we're actually trying to do, in fact, like the first product that we already have live called Expand, essentially sort of like simplifies that whole process, right? Wherein rather than let's say you earn from your let's say Axie, right? You earn your SLPs, and then you need to let's say transfer that into a MetaMask wallet or like transfer into a Binance, and then from there let's say do a P2P, and then get the corresponding fiat amount, cash that out either through a mobile wallet or a bank account, and then go through some other process to let's say pay for your bills, right? So imagine like how much time that took and like all those steps that you went through. Now, through our platform, for example, right, with Expand, you essentially just link your wallet, choose the biller that you want to pay, input your amount, input your account details, just confirm your details, and pretty much done. The tokens will be like essentially deducted, and you've essentially paid for your bills already, or even bought some airtime load through our platform. Yeah.
Wow, so you're pretty much like one step closer to becoming like I don't know. In Taiwan, we have 7-Eleven where we just pay all our bills at 7.
Yeah, but I guess we're essentially trying to become like this payment gateway, right, for crypto to the real world. Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, what are the features and advantages XLD Finance wants to offer?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, right, with the first product that we offer, Expend, it's really that simple few steps wherein you can actually just link your wallet, input your amount, pay for your bills or buy airtime load, right? So the good thing about our platform also is that we actually support multi-chain as well as different types of tokens. So what that means is if you're, let's say, regardless playing Axie or you're playing Pegaxi or even Cybol, for example, because so far those are like the three main game tokens that we support. And we are actually constantly looking for like other games to like support. You can essentially just link your wallet, regardless if you're on BSC, Polygon, ETH, even Ronin, and we've recently just added Solana actually. And now you can actually just link your wallet and then pay for stuff, right? And that's really just the start because like one of the other things that's in the pipe, right, that we're constantly working on. The first is we're actually working on a solution that's going to be sort of like a direct off ramp. Uh, so imagine a simplified version. Um, Rather than go through a whole P2P through Binance, you can also have a similar experience to like how Xpend is right now. And the fiat will be sent to your mobile wallet or bank account in a matter of like a minute or so. And the other is like we're also working on sort of like a disbursement platform, wherein one of the key pain points, right, for like let's say if you're a manager, or even like let's say a company, and then you want to like disburse crypto as your means of payment, is imagine if you need to go through that, like send out to like each and every single wallet one at a time through MetaMask, right? It's going to be like a hassle, and it's going to be a problem. Now we've also built this platform wherein you can essentially just uh, create what we call payroll groups, essentially add members through these groups, and then in a single click you can disperse to everyone there based on like the corresponding amount that you want to send to them. So yeah, I guess that's sort of like the an overview, right, in terms of like what we currently have, and like some, I'd say, things to look forward to as well.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. So
No
yeah,
worries.
that's there's some pretty good advantages, that you guys can offer. What is your strengths that are better than your competitors?
Yeah, so I think the strengths, right, that we have. So I'd say the first is really the team also that's working on this, on our solution, because like across like the organization, right, we have like individuals who came from like with their experience very extensive in, let's say, fintech or in payments, and like really good engineers also, right, across the globe essentially, who's really like just hustling every day, sometimes probably not sleeping even, just to make sure that the platform's all up, and really just making sure that we maintain like this whole seamless experience, right? The second I'd say is also, right, with partnerships, right? So with the likes of YGGC, YGG, and like other guilds and other, I'd say, investors as well, right? You guys have been able to like help us also in terms of like expanding our network, and even like allowing us to then directly tap, let's say, managers, scholars, and really just get on ground and understand, right, like what exactly are their pain points, and like how can we actually help them. And I guess the third, right, that's tied to that we're also sort of like further building and further enhancing, but we everyone in the company really cares for like our users, and what we're actually trying to do is really just figure out like how do we actually build a product, or products that really will be useful and like really address some of the pain points, right, if not all the pain points of like the different users that we have. So yeah, I'd say it's more of that, and of course, with our focus as well, right? That again, if in case that there are things that we need to like fix, we need to like pivot or tweak. The team's also like very fast when it comes to like making sure that that's done. So yeah, I'd say those are probably the three main things. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of all these strengths that you have, could you provide some information about your roadmaps and what milestones that you're going to reach, that you're reaching for?
Yeah, so definitely one of the things, right, that we've sort of like done so far, is that we've actually recently just launched Expend in Malaysia. So in case for like the individuals here who don't know, we've actually just launched late last year, around last week of December or so. And in terms of like the marketing efforts, we've officially sort of like started that just around February this year. So with that said, some of the interesting things that we've actually experienced and seen, right, is that we've hit practically close to like 20,000 users in the span of, I think that was 3 months, or slightly even less. And of course, that was like back in around March to like early April before the bear market hit, right? But with that said, that was really interesting as well. And over like the past few months, of course, when we started, because like we are Filipino led, and like we have quite a chunk of individuals here in the Philippines. But essentially, right, we started with I'd say a couple of markets, and we've been able to reach around 6 markets all in all to date. So, in terms of like the airtime load aspect, we're open in 6 markets already. So, Philippines, Indonesia, India, Bangladesh, Vietnam, and what else? Indonesia, India, crap, I for and Malaysia. Yeah, so that those are like the 6 countries that we're currently in. As for like the bills payment side, right, we're actually available in 3 markets already. So Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia as well. So with regards to the roadmap now, right, I actually briefly touched on them a while ago. The two most concrete pieces are really the direct off ramp platform that we're building, because we do see, right, that this is definitely one of the things that's going to like simplify the process of most generally crypto users, right? Because it's not just the play to earn users who need to off ramp, but even like people who sort of like invest in crypto and like whatever they do, right? Um, there's always that aspect around if you need to take out your funds essentially and convert them back to fiat, like is there like a simple solution out there? So essentially, the one that we're building, you can imagine pretty much the same experience that we have for Expend, wherein you just link your wallet, you choose the bank or the mobile wallet that you want to like do your sort of like cash out from. You input your details, and then based on like the token and the token amount that you input,
Oh no, Miles is out. What are we gonna do now? But that was pretty cool. 6 countries. Amazing. I mean, it's just me and myself and I. I hope everyone's having a great Thursday evening. I know I am, because I'm talking to you guys. Let's see. Academia. Show their website. Yeah, let's go to their website. All right. 1 second. Let's see if Oh, very interesting. So yeah, if you guys don't know about XLD Finance, a stable coin based economy driving financial inclusion through real world financial services. I feel like one of those YouTubers that talks about So, is this a good project or a bad project? Let's find out. No, this is definitely a good project because Malaysia's up here. Shout out to all the Malaysians. Let's see, first 500 Malaysia first time users. Here's your chance. Transact on Xpend from June 3rd to 17th to rebate. Oh, and Miles is back. Hey, Miles. Hey, Miles, can you hear me? Nope, I can't hear you. It's like we have some technical difficulties. We have that. Let's go back to. Oh, you guys like this beat? Wow, you guys ask so many questions every single time. Does no one want to just ask me a question? Face review when? Ah, so high. Lex J. Soon. Maybe I'll dox myself. How old am I? I'm pretty old. Almost 40. What's with the leak? What leak?
Hello. Am I back?
Hey, Miles, you're back.
Sorry for that. That was really bad. My internet got cut all of a sudden.
It's all right. We've all been there.
Yeah. So yeah, where did I sort of like stop? I apologize
Now,
for
you're
that.
talking about your roadmap and what milestones you've already achieved.
Yeah, so pretty much in terms of like I think the last bit that I was like just saying, right, is we're essentially working on a, a direct off-ramp platform. That way, again, people don't need to like go through, let's say, an exchange or like P2P and etc. Again, it's going to be similar to like our Expand product, wherein you just essentially link your wallet, choose your the bank account or the mobile wallet that you want to like off-ramp to, input your account details, input the amount of tokens you want to off-ramp, and in a matter of a minute or two, you'll essentially get it already in your account. And then the other is again like a disbursement platform, right? Wherein, regardless if you're a guild or if you're a Web 2 or even a Web 3 company, and you just want to like pay your employees, let's say in crypto, we also have that tool where you can do that. Versus, let's say, you manually sending your tokens to like one wallet at a time, right, and signing them one at a time. So yeah, I guess I was just at that, and I was just saying these two projects or products actually will be out quite soon. Also, we're targeting end of Q2 to like early Q3. So like for people who are like really interested to like know more and like tune into like the product developments, um like feel free to like follow us on Twitter, and even join our Discord, right? Because we also constantly update the community with respect to like the other things that we're working on. So yeah, I think that was actually the bit that I was like sharing a while ago.
It was. But yeah, you said quite a bit earlier. You're talking about how you guys have 6 countries under you.
Hmm.
Three already launched, right? So how do you guys plan to raise awareness of your projects where English is not well spoken?
Yes, so actually that's one of the things that we're actively sort of like refining and working on, right? But like actually the interesting thing here is I was actually in Indonesia just last week and I actually met with Irene, right? And one of the things that we're also looking at doing, right, is really working closely with the partners who are actually available already or present in those different markets that we're in. So right now, actually, one of the interesting things that we do is we actually look for like individuals, so moderators, community managers, who are based in those markets that we have, right? Because to your point, if people don't understand English, there's no point like just shoving English materials to them, right? So what we do is we actually have these locals sort of like help us translate, and of course, as locals, they also know more about like the different sort of like nuances, right, around these regions, these countries. So yeah, that's one of the main things that we're actually working on. Like we really also look forward to like really build deeper relationships with our partners like YGGC, so that we can again, right, like ride on and like also learn from your expertise since you guys are already present in those corresponding markets for quite some time. So yeah, that's the main piece that we're doing. But at the same time, right there, as part of like the marketing aspect, we also have like media seeding, so like PR and etc. Of course, those come hand in hand as well. And as much as possible, we also then try to tap like local communities in those different markets, just to ensure, right, that it's also relevant with whatever we're communicating to them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So my last question of the night, and then we can bring it back to Discord. Um, you can choose some questions on Discord or AMA channels.
Mm-hmm.
It's under AMA discussions. There's a
Sure.
lot of questions, so I would suggest if you have a coworker next to you or that can help you filter out some questions, that would be best. Or we're going to be spending a few minutes going through all the questions and you trying to pick some of the good ones.
No worries, no worries.
So yeah, my last question is, what is XLD Finance strongest advantage that you think will make your team leaders in this market?
Sorry, can you repeat that? Oh, there it is. Oh, strongest advantage that you think will make your team lead the market. Yeah. So I think, right, what's interesting here is we're also not just, so I think the first bit is that we are a product-led company. So what that means, right, is we also actively not just build and develop our products, but we also continuously seek to like refine this, tweak, and if needed, pivot also these products. So that's why we also, I'd say, like one of the stronger advantages also that we have is again close partners like YGGC and like other guilds, right? YGG, and even some of our investors. Given that you guys also like have the relationships with like the local communities and such, since our products are also like catering to those individuals, right, we are able to then either through you guys or you guys just connecting us to the local individuals, we are able to like get active feedback also from the ground, and at the end of the day, right, in terms of like product development, it's always about building something, testing it, getting feedback, and like refine and fine tune the actual product features based on like what feedback you're getting. And I guess the other piece is also I'd say the beauty of like what we're also trying to do, right, is that we're also not just limiting ourselves into like a single market. So we're really global. And with that said, right, at in terms of like I guess the size of pie, there's also like a bigger piece that there's like a bigger opportunity that we can also sort of like get a share of, right? So I'd say those are like the top of mind things that I can think of. But again, it goes back also, right, to like of course like having the right team, being like customer centric, and like just really working closely with the partners that we have, and like actively getting their feedback and like fine tuning whatever we've already built. So yeah.
Great. Wow. Those are some amazing answers. So, yeah, let's bring it over to the AMA discussions and let's go through some of the questions. I think you get to choose five questions.
Sure. So let me take a quick skim first. Um, Given that there really is quite a lot.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I think like one of the things here, I think this is by Nuslin. So Nushlhin. Why did you choose YGG as your partner? Is there any plan from both of you that can benefit the community in the future? So this is actually interesting. I guess actually one thing to share, right, is that YGG and YGGC as like a subDAO actually invested also in XLD. So what that means, right, is that um, as an investor and as a partner, they are also like very attuned to making sure that and helping us be successful. And likewise, we are also again as partners here to really like make sure that both sides, right, are able to like benefit from like the partnership and like whatever we're doing. Now, with respect to like the benefits for the community in the future, this is as of the moment we're actually still in the planning stage around this, but definitely it is something that you guys can look forward to. In fact, that's one of the things that Irene and I sort of kickstarted last week when I met her in Indonesia. So definitely, there's still a lot more that you can expect. But yeah, definitely YGG and YGGC as a partner has been like really great and really helpful as well. In terms of like had giving us the necessary support also, right? To um, like build our products right as well. So yeah, I'd say that's the first one that I like. Um, so yeah, I mean actually the one below that, I mean you can count it as a question, but you can also not count it as a question. There's someone asking about like the website, right? So we're actually in the process of like fine tuning our website. That's why you currently can't access it just yet. But we're actually pretty close to like finishing it. And you should be able to expect being able to like access that hopefully before, if not the latest by the end of the month. And again, that's why as I mentioned a while ago, right, with regards to like if you really want to like follow and understand more of like what we're doing, um, uh, please do join our Twitter, or follow us on Twitter and like join our Discord as well. And yeah, you'd be able to like be up to date with respect to like what we're actually doing. Okay. Um, okay, so I like this question. So, Snack Here's. As a Malaysian, I was really shocked XLD Finance provide a platform for us to pay our bills using crypto. But most of my Malaysian friends don't even know what is crypto. What is the strategy that XLD Finance will use to raise the awareness of cryptocurrency and promote their platform among Malaysian, right? So this is I like this question, right? Because one of the things and I'd say one of the thrusts also for us as XLD, it's not just about like acquiring users, right? I mean, definitely as a business, that's one of the key metrics that we need to do. But like one of the things, right, that I mentioned early on as we started this conversation is that we really aim to like bridge crypto with the real world. So as part of that, right, is that education is really one of the biggest pieces that we need. And again, crypto is still relatively early, and like people are still trying to get into it, right? Or try at least try to learn about it. So one of the things that we're actually working on, or if not, we've already started working on actually, is if you guys like look at our Medium, we actually have a lot of articles around there that's purely like educational about like essentially introducing the basics of crypto to like the users, right? So from something as basic as what's a MetaMask wallet, like how what are chains, right? Like what's gas fees and etc. We do have those topics that again for people who want to start but don't know where to start can actually like go through our articles and like read up on those. The other piece is actually this is still within the internal piece, right? And again, one of the things that the team or the individuals here can actually look forward to is we're actually working on like a quote unquote program. But essentially, what we're trying to do is like we'll also come up with like short educational videos. That way, sure, I mean, not everybody reads, right? But if you're like shown a 30-second video around introducing like some concepts around what crypto is and like the different terminologies, that's bound to be something that's more engaging and much more interesting. So those are actually, yeah, some of the things that we're working on. And again, right, through these partnerships, again, with YGGC, we are also looking at like further enhancing that through collaborations moving forward. So yeah, I'd say those are like some of the things that we're working on. And of course, it's not just limited to just Malaysia. We're actually aiming to like, of course, educate pretty much across the globe because again, we're open in multiple markets as well. And yeah, part of that is then making sure that we are able to also translate the necessary languages to the local language as well. Okay, so I think I have around uh, um, two more questions, right? Uh,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, if you can just write down the handles because I
Oh,
didn't get any of those handles that you just said. We can just do that offline later. But yeah, if you can pass me the handles, I can post it up so people can read what you're saying too.
oh, okay, okay. I'll do that. So cool. Um, let me see. I'll just look for the other ones later because I think I've actually scrolled through um some of the questions already. Um, so here's another one, right? So I think because like one of the things I also got a feedback from Irene, that's funny when we were talking last time is that are we like legitimate? Are we like well funded, etc. So this one by Lisa Nazila. Uh, so again, what's your most important next priority according to the project roadmap, and like, is the team equipped with sufficient funds and community to meet the goal, right? So yeah, I think I've actually briefly touched on this already. But essentially, right, we are building products that aims to really like simplify some of the steps nowadays wherein if you're new to crypto again could be like really challenging. And one of the key things there is like off ramping, right? So like personally, when I started getting into crypto, right, I actually off ramped through Binance, but like you've seen people here probably has like seen the interface, right, of Binance. There's so many stuff going on, so many buttons that you can click. You can easily just get lost like trying to actually go through that, and then if you then try the P2P, right? If it's your first time, you're even with like the guides there, it can be still very challenging. And I mean, you're essentially conducting a transaction with a stranger, right? And one way or the other. I mean, I can recall really vividly, like my first time off ramping. There really is that fear, right? That will actually get my money. What if, like, let's say they run off? I mean, off ramp is actually okay in a sense that they hand you over first the money right before you sort of like release the tokens. But like, if I was on the other side, right? Um, it could also be like a bit quote unquote scary if you're not sort of like used to that. So yeah, I mean, with that said, right? Um, again, two main priorities is really like the direct off ramp solution, as well as like the mass disbursement solution that we're also developing. Again, we've actually talked to partners and even some like managers and guilds who really need that tool to like disperse massively to like multiple individuals simultaneously. Now, with respect to do we have the sufficient funds to actually like progress? Yes, we do. We've actually just recently closed our fundraise. Currently, I won't disclose just yet too much about the detail because there will actually be a separate, I'd say, I think PR around that. But definitely for a pre-Series A, it's not a small sum. So definitely the team and the company itself has like um uh has what do you call this, has sufficient backing for us to really build the ecosystem and really like again, right, make sure that we get things right as well. So yeah. And then uh, so here is another one. So are you a global project or a local project? At present, which market are you focusing on? This one by Fertes. So right now, as mentioned, right, we are actually global, but in terms of focus, we're not just targeting a specific country, but we're more of focusing like the whole Southeast Asian region. So what that means again, right, based on like the countries I've mentioned, we're in Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and then technically Bangladesh and India. I think is slightly not within Southeast Asia. Sorry, my geography just isn't that good. But what that means is that we're actually also looking at other countries within the Southeast Asian region to activate them as well. So uh, the likes of Thailand is definitely one of the things we're considering and in the pipe. And I think we're also even keen to explore countries like Singapore. But of course, right, there are still aspect around those markets that we still need to also study. But yeah, I'd say that's the focus. And we're actually also keen to like explore other markets like Latin America as well as one of the core markets that we'd also want to like penetrate moving forward. Okay, and then okay. How many questions have I sort of like answered? Sorry.
This is the last one, number five.
Okay, cool. So, oh, I need to look for one more. Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry, give me a sec. Uh, I actually saw one a while ago that sort of like disappeared regarding, I think, our NFTs. Uh, Let me look for that first. Um, because it's actually something that I do want to like. Okay, so maybe I can just use this one. So in terms of like the utilities of the NFT, right? So I guess to for everyone's context as well, essentially we do have an NFT also. It's called the Explorers. It's actually listed on OpenSea. Um, you can go through it. You can look for it. It's pretty cute. Um, and essentially, it was actually an NFT that we gave to our community members for the first 1,000 individuals who sort of like adopted and tried out our platform when we started and launched. So in terms of now the utilities, right? Candidly, this is something that we're also like working on because what's interesting, right, is that when we actually started it, we just said, hey, an NFT as a gift for like our like supporters would be like really interesting. That's why we pursued have building or creating those those NFTs. But then over time, when we actually dropped it and launched it, right, we couldn't believe like the response and like how much the community sort of like loved it and like responded to it. So with that said, now we're actually building in parallel, like this the roadmap in terms of like what utilities these NFTs will be enabling. But offhand, I can at least tease, I guess, some of the things right that we've talked about. First is actually for our Explorer holders. One of one of the things that you guys can definitely look forward to is for our new products that we'll be launching moving forward. You guys will have first dibs or and first look, because like one of the things that you also need to be that would be good to know, right, is like depending on what type of product also that we build. Of course, there are like certain nuances or certain like concerns that we might need to address. So you guys will be one of I'd say like our beta testers. And again, you'll be able to like experience and see our product before anyone else will be. The second that we're actually talking about and planning, right, is that we're also looking at like maybe giving out potentially airdrops in the future. Currently, we don't have our token yet, but that's actually one of the things that we're contemplating about, right? Is that let's say once we have our tokens for people holding our NFTs, it might be something that we can actually uh, give as like a sort of like a benefit for holders. And then I'd say at least for now, right? Like the third point that we're also considering is one of the things that we're also looking at going into is really like hosting more events and like really creating these and really getting in touch right with the community. So uh, again, it's still up in the air and it's still something that we're finalizing, right? But one of the things that can happen is that uh, if we do host certain events, you guys like the NFT holders might have like either a special pass or some special access of some form when we then host those events. So yeah, again, there's still quite a lot to look forward to, and that's pretty much what I can share as of the moment.
Great. Well, thank you for spending your time with us today and educating the YGGC fam. I would like to, thank you from YGGC and the community for coming on and learn teaching us so much more about XLD.
Yeah, and really happy to be here, and really also again appreciate the time and even for like hosting this. And yeah, we're more than happy to like really share like what we do because we really believe also, right, that what we're building, what we're doing, really is going to be, I'd say, game changing in the long run. And yeah, like people who really currently like want to like have that I'd say simpler steps, right, in terms of like making their crypto sort of like usable or faster sort of like conversion. you guys can really check out Expend That Finance or app that Expend That Finance to check out the platform. And yeah, I mean, join our Discord. Our community managers are also like just there in case you do have questions or even concerns. So yeah,
Yeah, so thank you again. And we'll definitely have more AMAs while you guys are building everything out. And good luck to. We'll be excited to hear your PR.
great. Yeah, and again, thanks for having us. Thanks for having me, rather, Darth.
No problem.
Cool. Cheers. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yo, guys, it's another episode of another great AMA with your host, Darcy. So, this week we had three AMAs. Next week, how many AMAs do you guys want? Post down in the comments on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and like and follow us and do whatever you need to do to let everyone else know about this channel that we're creating. All right, so long. See you guys later. Don't forget, we are C.